Tre Jones gets his career high of 34 points, but unfortunately the Bulls still lose this game to the Houston Rockets. A very competitive game at that. We're going to break it all down, talk about it all and more on today's Locked On Bulls.
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily Chicago Bulls podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thank you for tuning in to Locked On Bulls, member of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every single day. That's Pat, the designer, host, and creator of the Windy City Breeze, and host of the Chicago Bears podcast over at ESPN 1000. I'm Haize, host and creator of Chicago Bulls Central, Chicago Bears Central, YouTube pages, and podcasts. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Pat, this was actually a really, really good game today by the Chicago Bulls, man. Beating down Kobe, Giddey, Zach Collins, they basically matched the energy and stayed with the Houston Rockets for the majority of the game. But the player that stood out the most today, Tre Jones, 11 of 12 from the field, 34 points, 7 assists, 2 rebounds in this game, 1 steal, only 2 turnovers. This was a career high for him in points scored, and it was a career high for him in 3 points scored in the single game. How you feeling about Tre Jones' night?
Listen, dog, all we need is somebody to shoot 90% every night, and we got it, baby. We right back in this, bro. I mean, like, Tre Jones balled tonight. I don't know if he had a shorty in the stands. I don't know if it was something.
That is a married man, Pat. That's a married man.
I don't know if he had a shorty in the stands. Listen, it's the NBA. I don't know what he's into. I don't know. Maybe the shorty was his wife. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know what's going on. But I just like how he played today. I thought it's the best I've ever seen him shoot from the 3-point line. He was incredibly efficient, got to the free throw line a ton. I thought the biggest thing in the second half was Reed Shepherd, don't step in front of me or I will blow right past you and get to the bucket. I mean, the first step was phenomenal from Tre Jones. He kept you in this game the entire time, and he played really good basketball overall. I thought that, you saw some really, really solid play on both ends from the team overall, but just being galvanized by somebody that you can count on to go down there and knock down a shot, it felt good to have a player like that on the court for once.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Tre was very aggressive throughout all this game, even in the fourth quarter. He was aggressive, and you love to see that because that's what we need. That's what Josh Giddey's done. I talked about it over on Central, where I was like, the Bulls, they need a stabilizer in the fourth, and sometimes that's been Josh Giddey, right? It's good to see Tre Jones when we don't have Giddey, when we don't have Kobe, him step up and give us that. It was just some mental mistakes that this team made down the stretch of the game that kind of cost them the game, but it wasn't Tre Jones. Tre Jones did everything he can. He played more than what you like. 34 points off 12 shots in 27 minutes is ridiculous.
Crazy. There's literally no better way to be more efficient. Like the only better way is don't miss a shot.
Yeah.
No, I thought that he played really well. I thought that he stepped in, and what's interesting to see is, and I wonder if teams are going to look at this. And I know, right, we're not in a trade away players that are playing well, but Tre Jones, when he gets consistent minutes and consistent time on the court, not saying every night he's going to be a 90% scorer, but we have seen this version of Tre Jones, and it usually is when somebody's out of the lineup and he has a little bit more opportunity to get comfortable with that role. I think he's done that over the past couple of games. I think he's really started to fill in the shoes of where Josh Giddey has missed at times and gives you a little bit more defensively. The size is always a problem. Tonight's game, right, defensively, he did the best he could. I'm not saying that he played bad out there, but at a certain point, what is he, 6'2", listed? You know what I mean? Like, at a certain point, it's just like
Tre Jones are basically the same height.
Probably. You know what I mean? Like, it basically comes to a point where you just go, I can't reach up there, dog. Like, I don't know how to stop that. I will say this, though. There were a couple of times, especially in the fourth quarter, where, and I think this is why you really didn't see Alperen Sengun go off as much as we have seen him go off in the past. How Tre was playing the passing lanes was so impressive. And it's not that he got a steal every time, but it's the fact that if he was up top and you saw Sengun do that dive cut to drop down, he was just diving through the lane just to take that passing lane away. And it forced Kevin Durant or Ausar Thompson to have to go in a different direction to make guys have to shoot threes. It wasn't a great three-point shooting night all around for Houston tonight until, of course, the final 3 minutes when it finally started falling for Jabari Smith on those final two.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the fact of the matter is like and even the Jabari thing. Like, I know the Bulls didn't play the same style of defense, but what they were doing schematically is right. You want to force Jabari Smith to be a jump shooter.
Yeah,
he made the shots today.
I mean, kind of 2 for 7 from the 3-point line. Like the two he hit.
Well, I'm not even talking about just I'm talking about even a jump shooter in the mid range. Like, he's just not a good jump shooter generally.
No, 100%. But I'm just saying, like, how they played that, I thought schematically it was very good because it got Jabari Smith open 3-point looks. One thing we know about Jabari Smith, he got a lot of Javon Carter in him. He ain't never seen a 3 he don't like. He gonna pull that mug. And you saw that he took 7 of them tonight. Unfortunately, the 2 he hit, he was 0 for 5 to that point. The 2 he hit
in the fourth quarter. Yeah. And so, like, Jabari just, I mean, they played it defensively exactly what you want to do. You want to force Jabari to be a jump shooter for you. He's 34% 3-point shooter on the season. He's making 2 per game, and the 2 that he hit against you today were in the fourth quarter. So there you go. And that's just mistakes. Like, the Bulls they didn't have enough down the stretch of this game. Some mental things came from them. We'll talk about it a little bit more in the second segment. But I want to ask you about this, right? Because me and you both have put a lot on Modest as far as this stretch with Kobe and Giddey out. You need Modest to step up. Month of January so far, Pat, Modest is averaging 19.8 points per game, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks, 47% shooting from the field, 35% from 3-point. Has Modest done basically what me and you tasked him to do while Kobe and Josh Giddey are out?
Yeah, I think that, listen, the defense, I think there was kind of this realization, maybe from Billy Donovan, maybe from whoever it is, like, we're putting too much pressure on his plate for him to be a total player right now. You know what he can do? He can get to the basket with both hands. And that is an incredibly impressive skill in 2025. I know it's the NBA and everybody should, but, like, when you want to talk about some of the bag work that we're seeing, the fact that Modest can drive right just as strong as he can drive left, and he can posterize you either way, is really good to see. I think he's getting the 3-point shooting moving in the right direction as well. The confidence is definitely there. And listen, the pressure that Modest had is pressure that he put on himself. And I think somebody probably just got in his ear and was like, listen, bro, just go out there and play your game. Play the game that you were playing at the end of last season, where you were just doing a ton of getting to the bucket. You're freaking 6'10". There's not that many people that are gonna sit there and want to rise up with you every time because of your leaping ability on top of that. And just like, even at the end of this game, I thought he did a good job staying around the rim, trying to find a couple of rebounds to give him another opportunity to go out there and get easy buckets down by the rim, create more shots for the team. I think Modest has done a great job adjusting into a role where he's added some things then that are very impressive, but he's also kind of brought back what we saw in the second half of last season.
I mean, even what we saw at the beginning of this season, I think people forget Modest actually started off the season playing basically exactly like we wanted him to play.
Yeah.
He's gotten back to that. And, if his sophomore slump was it ends up just being a month, that's fine, because Modest seems like he's woken back up.
People and I forget Io had a year.
Yeah. Yes, he had that sophomore season for Iowa.
He had a year. It was like, hey, it might fall off, and all of a sudden it was just gone. And now he's balling, but
didn't in this game.
It would have been nice to see it in this game.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see it in this game. We get the typical performance we get from Iowa, probably win this game. But I just wanted to point that out while we're talking about players individually, because I think Modest has really, the aggressiveness, as you said, is of getting to the rim as there. And he also is not just that. He's taking players off the dribble. When he notices now that a smaller player switched on him, he's like, all right, bet I'm going to the rim. And that's exactly what he needs to do, because he needs to make defenses pay for putting a smaller player on him, because between his length and his leaping ability, he gets to that rim, he hits that layup, or gets a foul call, and it makes defenses say, okay, well, we can't hide the smaller player on Modest anymore. So, those are the little things that you want to see a player start recognizing in their sophomore year. And then they can maybe make that leap in year 3 or year 4. But Modest is just slowly but surely starting to just recognize those little things, and that's what's going to make him a much more potent player for the Bulls here after everybody gets healthy as well.
And bro, to me, that's the reason you work on the handle. You work on the handle so they're forced to put smaller players on you.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you have the advantage of, I got somebody that can maybe stay with me defensively, but now I've got the height advantage. Like, that's the whole point of you going through the process that you went through this offseason. And I think now you're starting to see that work a lot more in his favor. Although tonight, listen, There's certain teams you're not going to have the length advantage against. Tonight, you didn't have it. Like Houston, everybody on Houston is
tall.
It's the perfect Captain Carney lineup, except they're all talented.
That is hilarious. Man, think about it. In AK's perfect world right now, the Bulls starting lineup is Dalen Terry at the 2, Julian Phillips at the 3, Patrick Williams at the 4.
Yeah.
That's a 5-win team. So with this,
by the way, we're not gonna move past the fact that you call somebody the Patrick Williams of YouTube tonight. That might be the funniest thing that I've ever heard in my life.
I didn't know you were watching. That's hilarious. The Patrick Williams YouTube commenter. But next up, we're going to be talking about the Bulls and the energy that they play with. Can they keep up this energy that they play with today? We're going to talk about that right after this. Before we get into that, though, we got to talk to you guys about one of our sponsors, and that is Game Time. During basketball season, there's nothing like being in the building, the energy, the crowd, the first big run that gets everyone on their feet. Fans want to be there for those moments, not stuck refreshing screens or guessing what tickets are really going to cost. That's where Game Time comes in. The Game Time app gives fans the advantage back, making it incredibly easy to score amazing tickets, fast, simple, and without the guesswork. Browsing the Game Time app is straightforward and intuitive. Finding tickets takes just a few taps. Seeing the view from your seat before you buy makes choosing tickets easy and confident. Features like zone deals help unlock great seats at an even better value. Whether it's an NBA game or another live event, everything is right there in one place. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNBA. That's LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Download the Game Time app today to get in on the action.
I also got to tell you guys all about ZocDoc. Finding a doctor you actually like can feel like discovering a diamond in the rough. You want someone in network nearby with availability, but you also want a doctor who really listens, makes you feel comfortable, explains things clearly, and helps you walk out feeling confident about your next step. Your diamond in the rough doctor exists, and finding them is easy with ZocDoc. ZocDoc is the free app and website that helps you find and book high-quality in-network doctors so you can choose someone you can truly connect with. The thing I love about it is the specialty of symptoms and quickly finding the right fit for those symptoms, being able to choose in-person or video visits, making scheduling way easier. And if you need to book care fast, this is the first place that you should go. It makes the process so simple. So stop putting off those doctor's appointments. Go to ZocDoc.com/LockedOnNBA to find and instantly book your doctor you love today. That's ZocDoc.com/LockedOnNBA. ZocDoc.com/LockedOnNBA. Thanks to LockDoc for sponsoring this episode. More Locked On Bulls coming up next. We almost had it perfect. I was going for the transition.
No.
We almost had it perfect. I was going for the transition. I was about to be like, yo, we did that smoother than our regular ad read.
Bro, as soon as I pressed the button, I was like, too soon on that one. Nonetheless, Pat, we messed up in the final 3 seconds, just like the Chicago Bulls.
What are you going to do?
The Bulls played with such great energy today against a Houston Rockets team that, came into the season legit championship, contender, things like that. And this is with missing 3 key players to the rotation. Pat, can the Bulls keep up this level of play?
Who's the person that's going to demand it? That's
Jesus?
To me comes down to. It's clearly not going to be Billy Donovan at this point. I would hope that it could one day become Modest Buzelis, but you have to have somebody who demands it. I would implore people to look at what the Bears are doing and not write all the comeback wins, yada, yada, yada. Like that's stressful enough. We don't need 2 teams doing that. But look at how Caleb Williams put his team on Front Street. He know the cameras on him when he's cussing mugs out on the sideline. He knows the cameras are on him when he's at good, better, best, and he gets a game ball and he says, we need to be on the effing detail. Who's going to be the person that demands that you maintain this level of play? If there is somebody on this team that is willing to do that, willing to be the a-hole as it will, then yeah, I do think that they can maintain this level of play. You know why? Because we've seen this level of play multiple times versus the best teams in the NBA. We saw none of it versus the worst teams in the NBA, which kind of makes me feel like, okay, where we literally, like, I feel like we are that level of competition where we're playing down to our competition, but like, you have the talent to play this way. It shows every time you play a Milwaukee, a Boston, a Houston. But somebody has to get on the backsides of every player in this mug, like Zion Williamson chasing a bad looking OnlyFans model.
Bad built too.
Bad built. Oh, they so bad built. I mean, he dating chicks that look like Cristiano Felicio. It's insane. But somebody has to be that voice that says, this is not okay for us to play this way. And if you do play this way, I'm on your heels. You can't be best friends with everybody.
Yeah.
So I mean, if that person's there, yeah, I believe they have the talent to play at this level.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Josh Giddey get frustrated in fourth quarters. Like, we've seen it where he's talking to people. But you're right, that goes to leadership, right? You need a leader on the team to hold everybody accountable to a standard, and we don't have that. And it's evident in our up and down play, as you just pointed out. We were the only team there for a while that had a winning record against above 500 teams and a losing record against below 500 teams. And it's just ridiculous, right? Like, we see this team compete with the Denvers, the teams that you mentioned, but then it's like the Brooklyn Nets come here and kick you in the teeth. Like,
bro, we got a back-to-back versus Brooklyn. I don't think we can win a game,
bro. It's so concerning. But like, this is, if I was the coach, and I know Billy Donovan, me and him have very different personalities. I'm using this game to remind us how good we are. This team, the Rockets have probably 2 All-Stars on this team. Sengun and KD are probably going to be All-Stars this year.
Yeah.
And you don't have anybody on your roster that's healthy right now that anybody will look at and consider a star, and you took them down to the wire. You let it go in the last 3 minutes, but you stayed with them the entirety of this game. That is who you can be, but you got to fight. You got to compete every single night. That's why, me and you both talked about it at times. Like, when the Bulls were going through the losing streak, it's like they weren't getting out-talented. It wasn't that. They were getting outworked. Right, it wasn't just the talent. There are a couple of games now, like the first Milwaukee loss.
The Milwaukee one, bro. Yeah, I play Giannis perfect. What you gonna do? He dunked on me. My bad.
Yeah, exactly. So like, it's that type of thing that you need to look at. Like, and I just wonder what's happening in that locker room to where me and you were having this conversation, but it just seems like the team maybe isn't having this conversation.
And I think that's where, like, when people are in the comments and they're like, "Oh, Pat's just looking for a star. You're not gonna find a superstar." Yada yada yada. That's the part of being it's so many players in this NBA that can score 25. It makes no sense, bro. There's so many people that can score 25 in this NBA right now. For me, a star caliber player is somebody who says it's unacceptable for us to play down to our competition. Can you imagine somebody on Minnesota underperforming and just going like, "That's okay"? Anthony Edwards got what's his name up out of there. Mm-hmm. Why? I love Cat. I think he's a fun player.
I love Cat too.
You know what I mean? But I think he's a fun player. I'm just saying, like, this is probably Anthony Edwards' perspective. He's like, that's my guy.
Yeah.
But if you can tell me we can get better, let's get better. Because he don't show up in the important moments. That's what stars mean to me in this modern NBA, because you can't just say it's somebody that's going to put up 25. Kobe can put up 25. Giddey can put up 25. Hell, Giddey can put up 50.
Well, yeah, but I think it's like on any given night, a bunch of players can score 25.
Ish Smith is a 50-point game in this NBA.
No, but I'm looking more at averages, right? Like, there's only 18 players in the league that's averaging over 25 points per game. Like there are a lot of players that can score 25 on any given night, but can you average that, right? Like, in Josh Giddey, Kobe, we need one of those guys to take that step up. But I agree with you. You need somebody who has that gravity. Like when you think about stars have gravity. And they that's what holds you to your standard. You're absolutely right about, like, Anthony Edwards. He's not going to allow players for too long to play below the standard that they expect of that team. And usually you either have a coach that does it. Eric Spoelstra is the one that does it for the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
Or you need a player that does it. Or if you're in a perfect world, you have both. You have a coach. You have a coach and a player that's going to hold everybody to that standard. And until the Bulls get this inconsistency that we see is going to always stay a thing.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. Like, if you find that player, everybody's like, what's going to get Billy Donovan out of here? A player that outgrows the coach. That's what Doug Collins could have won an NBA championship with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was too good for you to keep Doug Collins with him. It had nothing to do with how good or bad Doug Collins was. It was we're not going to win enough rings for the talent of this player. You got talented players on this team. I think Josh Giddey is immensely talented, and I think the scoring that he's shown is really extraordinary. I think Modest Buzelis has all the talent in the world, and he's just got to figure out how to put it all together.
Yeah.
Who's the person that's going to set the standard for this team? That's what it comes down to me. And I don't know if we have that person on this team. And at this point with some of these players, bro, that's upsetting.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel where you're coming from on that one. But we're going to keep it going. We're going to talk about the Bulls and their matchup against the Jazz that are coming down tomorrow. We're right back at it right after this.
You know, I carry a lot of responsibility in my household. If something happened to me, there would be serious consequences. We have a mortgage. We got tuition. We got everyday bills. Those aren't going anywhere if something happens to me. And I know that's an overwhelming feeling, but I'm taking steps to protect my family by getting life insurance through Ethos. Ethos makes getting life insurance fast, easy, and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. There's no medical exam. You just answer a few simple health questions. You can get up to $3 million in coverage. Some policies are as low as $30 a month. And as of March 2025, Business Insider named Ethos the #1 no medical exam instant life insurance provider. Ethos has 4.8 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot with over 3,000 reviews. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos now by going to ethos.com/LocdownNBA. In as little as 10 minutes, you can get your free quote and up to $3 million in coverage at ethos.com/LocdownNBA. That's ethos.com/LocdownNBA. Ethos.com/LocdownNBA. Application times and rates may vary.
So does this have the elder statesman of the Locked On Network read that ad for life insurance?
I'm not going to lie to you. That's dope that he got his jerseys hanging up. Nobody knows what he's accomplished in his basketball career.
He
was a hooper.
Bro, John, and he's so humble about it too. People forget Corrales was like you said, a hooper in his time period.
Didn't he say, I forget what he said is one of his high school games was. I think he said he had 35, 20, and 20. Like crazy. It was something insane. That's also a shocking face to pop up immediately like that, though. I'm not gonna lie. Big love to John Corrales. But if you weren't prepared for that on Locked On Bulls, it was like, whoa, John, what's going on, brother?
Pat, the Bulls take on the Utah Jazz in the second of a back-to-back. This is a Jazz team that has been struggling this season. They're clearly tanking, right? Like, I think we all know that at this point. They have their pick is top 8 protected. They're clearly tanking, but you can't let that make you think too much because this is a team that just beat the Cleveland Cavaliers last night on Monday. How you feeling about this matchup against the Jazz?
Don't the Jazz always feel like every time they win, they're like, damn it.
Yeah, for sure. somebody gets cursed out every time they win a game.
What are you doing balling like that? Nobody wants to see that. Nobody came to see you, Lowry Markkinen. People came to see a future draft pick that is not on this team yet. Listen, I agree with you. I think here's the problem. Which Bulls team is going to show up? Is it the Bulls team from tonight? Or is it the Bulls team that we've seen versus underperforming basketball teams in this NBA? Because if it's the Bulls team we saw tonight, the Bulls should win by 20. If it's the Bulls team that we've seen versus Brooklyn, if it's the team we've seen versus Charlotte, if it's the team that we've seen versus New Orleans this season, then we're probably in a hard-fought game down the stretch and end up losing by 2 points. Like it all goes back to the conversation that we were just having, bro. Like you have to have somebody that's willing to say, there's no way that Utah walks in this building and beats us.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, let's hope that they
you flying home. So second of a back-to-back. Bulls are at home on this one, right? Or are they on the road?
They're at home tomorrow. We're on the road today.
That's a tough fly back. Houston to Chicago.
Oh yeah, Houston to Chicago. I've done that flight a few times. That's like a 4-hour flight, and they're probably going to fly back tonight.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I agree with everything you said. The Bulls have to come out in that game with the same energy. If they come out with the same energy they came out with tonight against the Houston Rockets, they win that game. They dominate that game, right? Like, and so we'll see what the Bulls can do. I like Jalen Smith in the starting lineup. He's been really good. And Pat, I don't know about you. We'll probably need to have this conversation, in a couple of days. But I'm at the point now where I'm ready to say start Jalen at the 4, move Modest to the 3.
I'm not mad at that. The only part that's tough about it is how long will it last? Like I'm fine with it. Jalen's played well out there. Like he's competed. He's been around the rim. I thought he was getting hosed on some calls tonight.
Absolutely.
But how long is it going to last? I think that's the tough part. Here's the part about, inserting somebody into the starting lineup that a lot of times we don't think about. That changes your entire rotation. That changes your entire how your bench is set up, everything, right? And of course, coaches have to adjust to it.
Yeah, but Pat, our whole lineup, our whole roster has been in flux all season long. If you're gonna if any team's gonna make an adjustment to the lineup, it should be the Bulls because with how much people have been injured, bro. I'm just saying.
No, I agree. It's just tough to throw a name. I guess that's true. Your starters have been injured just as much. So I was gonna say it's tough to throw a name into that rotation with that much responsibility that you're gonna take out. But no, you're right. Like Josh Giddey and Kobe White ain't really been here, so I guess throw Jalen in there. I would. And I'll be honest with you, like the second Zach Collins comes back, you got to have a tough conversation with Vooch.
Oh, I said it on Central, and is that I'd make Vooch, if you're going to start Vooch, make him the Keith Bogans. He doesn't finish. Zach Collins needs to be finishing.
Are you saying you're going to make Nikola Vucevic the P. Diddy of this team?
How did we make the leap to P. Diddy?
Because he's just sitting in the corner and he's not finishing.
I'm done.
Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in to the show. Love, as always. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Make sure you stay tapped in with everything we got here at Locked On Bulls. Follow me on everything at Pat the Designer. Follow us on both on everything at Locked On Bulls.
Peace, y'all. We'll catch y'all tomorrow, y'all. Peace.
CEO Haize.
Wow.
Was that the one? That might be the one. That might be the one.